Today, we will be discussing the radio and its importance to the evolution of mass media. We took some time to see if the radio has affected individuals' lives in some way, and if it has, how so. Who invented the radio?
Wow, it's a tough one. I'll have to go with the radio. Phew. How about Tesla?
I think his last name was Marconi from Italy. I'm not really sure though.
Guglielmo Marconi invented the radio, an Italian inventor who sent and received the first radio signal in Italy in 1895. He was fascinated by electrical science and physics. He wanted to expand upon the work of Heinrich Rudolf Hertz in the field of electromagnetic radiation. How does a radio work? A radio works by using sound waves to carry information, such as sound, by systematically modulating some property of electromagnetic energy waves transmitted through space. Where is the name radio derived from? Radio derived from the Latin word radius, which meant spoke of a wheel or ray of light, because the sound waves would project outward in all directions like the spokes of a wheel. How often do you listen to the radio?
I listen to it for about 8 hours at work, 2 to 3 hours in the car, and I guess at night before I go to sleep.
Radio? I mean, every time I get into my car, I try to listen to the radio. Mondays after the Eagles, listen to 97.5, listen to music.
Probably mostly when I'm driving.
I listen to the radio in the morning when I'm going to work, and maybe lunchtime, get the weather, and in the afternoon I'm coming back from music.
Prior to the 1920s, the radio was primarily used as a technology solely for the U.S. military to contact ships out to sea using Morse code. This helped substantially during World War I, but by any means was not used for entertainment yet. The first radio broadcast came out of Pittsburgh from a station called KDKA on November 2nd, 1920. The radio did not become popular in America until the 1920s, where it became a common household item for middle-class families. By 1922, over 600 radio stations were broadcasting around America. What do you like about the radio?
I like to listen to the music.
I like that I can choose between different stations, let it be hip-hop, rap, or country.
The radio, I enjoy music. I enjoy updated information such as the news, weather.
Listening to music is probably the best thing about the radio, and being informed about all that's going on in the world today.
Stations such as AT&T, CBS, and NBC were all created in the 1920s and were all large broadcasting stations at the time. In 1923, AT&T broadcasted the first radio advertisement, and as we all know, changed the world of advertising and marketing. World War II had a huge impact on radios as it sparked a new era of journalism, as radios were used to relay messages about the war to the public. After World War II ended, FM radio stations started to take over AM radio stations and play the music that was popular at the time. A real pivotal era of when radios began to be used for entertainment. Do you think the radio is still important today?
Do I think the radio is important today? Yes. As a communication process, the radio is key in our society, and I think a lot of people utilize it as a communication tool.
I think there's certain features of the radio that are still current. I mean, there's so many different things that you could listen to now, though, as far as different avenues of songs, information, news. But yeah,
I honestly, I do. I think that it's necessary because it's something that most people use every single day of their life, and I think it's going to be around till the end of time.
Yes, and especially in these times, everybody needs a little music in their life.
Today, over 100 years later, the radio is still a commodity. Not quite like Marconi would have imagined, but still extremely relevant. Radios are used today in vehicles, at work, at the gym, etc. In conclusion, the history of the radio is a story worth telling, as it helps shape the mass media world around us. Some may say Guglielmo Marconi was a genius and a man of many words, so we wanted to conclude with one final quote from Marconi to think about. The coming of the wireless era will make war impossible because it will make war ridiculous.